Hello and welcome to episode 2, and in this episode I'm going to be discussing if you're confused about whether stress and pain related to sexual trauma can be reduced or eliminated, or if you're not even sure if the stress and pain you might be having in your life is as a result of earlier things that has occurred in your body with intimacy and sexuality, then this video is going to definitely shed light to experience with yourself and your body and how you can actually begin to shift and maneuver that, release the pain, and more importantly, get in touch with the triggers that set you into chaotic behavior that has led to massive painful issues in your life. So if you're a professional woman who's suffering from this kind of chronic pain and stress, and you haven't located the cause of your pain, and you've tried medicine, yoga, and still suffer, this episode is definitely for you. I'll teach you powerful strategies that can assist you, and obviously make sure to stay in touch with my emails and follow-ups, because I can't teach everything in this short video, so I would need you to stay in touch. Okay. Noticing yourself getting in the way of life as it's unfolding, or trying to control situations beyond your power. So all of those elements are part of the same pattern that comes up. So here's the thing. Shannon Alder, she says, reality is the leading cause of stress amongst those in touch with it. And she also says, when you judge other people without wanting to know the true story behind their actions is usually when there's something inside of you that is so broken that if you found out what you believed about them was a lie, you wouldn't want to accept it or make amends. Now, there's another beautiful quote that I saw. It says, the return of the voices would end in a migraine that made my whole body throb. I could do nothing except lie in a blacked out room waiting for the voices to get infected by the pains in my head and clear off. It's the amazing thing about all the clients that I've worked with, the amazing thing that I've seen as I've done a unique technique, which is a powerful imagery that takes you back all the way to the beginning of the trigger and to the root cause before the trauma, or the sexual assault, the violation, or if you were a child that was occurring, that feeling of helplessness of just having to follow directions. The amazing thing that I've seen is that when I do this unique process of releasing it, the body actually takes the shape of all of the different elements that went through to actually create that scenario inside the body, so that if someone is actually experiencing, let's say, pain at 20 years later in their life, 30 years later in their life, they'll be able to find that specific trigger that began this pain and be able to release it, and as a result be able to start an amazingly fresh start. So the first thing I want to say is that there is hope, because I have worked on an amazing amount of clients, more than 1,000 clients in this area, and I've gotten some amazing results with them, so I do want you to know that there is hope. Now I'm going to read for you about another writing from one of the people that I worked with, that she asked me to share this. She said, knowing I was different with my OCD, anorexia, and the voices that no one else seemed to hear made me feel isolated and disconnected. I took everything too seriously. I analyzed things to death. The perfectionism had kicked in. I turned every word and the intonation of every word over in my mind, trying to decide exactly what it meant, whether there was a subtext or an implied criticism. I tried to recall the expression on people's faces, how those expressions changed, what they meant, whether what they said and the look on their faces matched and were therefore genuine, or whether it was a sham, the kind word touched by the irony or sarcasm, the smile that means pity. When people looked at me closely, could they see the little girl in my head being abused in those pornographic clips projected behind my eyes? That is why I would often be thinking, and such thoughts ate away at the facade of the self-confidence I was constantly raising and repairing. These are some of the elements that you could relate to if you feel that you've gone through a situation where you've been violated and the pain in your body has began to really show itself at a level that is not going away. It could be also the pain in the head, like a headache, like a migraine that's just not going away. Marilyn Ferguson said, over the years, your bodies become walking autobiographies, telling friends and strangers alike of the minor and major stresses of your lives. So the body's like kind of like that seismograph. It picks everything up and it becomes like a metaphor for who you are. And people end up doing to us that which we're doing to ourselves consistently. So it becomes key to really heal this thing. If you're so distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but it's more your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. So it's your estimation of the perception of the pain that makes everything different. And that's one of the things that we're going to be working on in the deeper parts of the program. There's a quote by Peggy Tony Horton. She says, "The mind can't delete what the heart won't let go of." And I think this is particularly related to sexual trauma. And so for today, I want to give you a couple of powerful strategies. First of all, I want you to ask yourself this question. Ask yourself, what's going to happen if you continue like this? What's the cost of not dealing with this trauma that's been set inside you? And the most important thing is I want you to know that you should not believe those people who tell you that you can never heal and this will be with you for life, because I have personally helped thousands of people heal, and I know you can heal from this. Will you have a powerful learning with you? Absolutely yes. Will you be able to help others with it? Absolutely yes. Do you have to be traumatized and labeled by this for the rest of your life? No. Can you fully heal? Absolutely yes. And number two, I want you to think of who can you get help from that can take you, that can help take you out of that place of thinking that you have to do it all on your own, right? That's an important thing. That's part of the reason I created this program. And the third thing is, where are you being offered help but you refuse to see it coming? So these are really important things. So your exercise is to look at these three questions, and I want you to also begin to pay attention to the behavior that's creating the chaos in your life. So I want you to pay attention to that specific behavior that's starting to cause a lot of chaos in your life, that's just causing more and more problems and is not going away, and start to notice the trigger that sets it into motion. So like for one person, it could be, when the weekend hits, they feel the loneliness, and then the loneliness pushes them to go into, eating way more than they usually do, or smoking pot, or whatever it is that gets you to want to numb the pain of what you really don't want to deal with, right? So it's the numbing that's the issue. It's not the actions, it's just that numbing. I want you to watch the trigger, see when it starts to come up, and find out, like right before the trigger, right before the behaviors that you do that is chaotic, right after, watch the trigger and see what that trigger is and write it down. But there's a lot more to this exercise, but that's what I want you to start with. So let's do those 4 elements for now, and you can follow up with me on the next episode. This is episode 2. On episode 3, we'll go more in detail into the causes of chronic pain. So if you love this video, then click on the button below to subscribe to my channel to get my series of 12 weeks of videos that will guide you into releasing stress and chronic pain and designing purpose in your life with action, right? So once you sign up to my email list and click subscribe on this YouTube video, you'll be able to get my hypnosis relaxation CD called Sleep Sanctuary as a gift. This is a $97 value gift. And you'll also get 30 days of an extremely effective e-course coming right into your inbox of your email. Plus, you'll get my live virtual natural pain release webinars, which has powerful meditations, guided imagery, strategies and techniques, and more importantly, a community of collective consciousness people that want to change the way we think and the way we look at this whole subject. Also, one of the things we are offering is a 20-minute coaching session with me. I'm the creator of the zone technique, and I love to help you with it. So I'm offering a 20-minute coaching session for a limited time. So if you take the zone test, which you get through the email, you'll be able to get that 20 minutes while it's still available. So to get all of this, just go to painfreewoman.com. painfreewoman.com. All right, this is Shahin Jedian signing off. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.